The Sports Scouting Report with Lee Burkeen, brought to you by Harvey Autos in Shreveport, Bossier City, the name you've trusted for years. Geico, the insurance savings you expect. Supreme Chevrolet, expect more from Supreme Automotive Group and Gonzalez. Total Car Care, tire shop and automotive repair in Baton Rouge. Bollinger Shipyards, 75 years of delivering high-quality vessels. And the Bugman, we get them before they get you. Here's your host, Lee Burkeen.
Hi everyone, Lee Burkeen with the Sports Scouting Report podcast. We have a great school today. You know, they don't get a lot of respect, but we're going to give the respect today. That's Belaire High School. The Bengals, when I grew up at Central High School, guess who we played every year? Belaire High School, and they were pretty good. We always worried about getting a win against Belaire growing up, but it's a great school. Coach Byron Wade is going to join us, the head coach, and one of his top linemen is going to join us later in the show. We will talk some Belaire football, some history, and the good things that Coach Wade is doing at Belaire. He's been there for a long time. Prior to him, a lot of guys were there for 1 year, and he's brought stability to the program. We're going to be right back.
Listen, whatever you're driving right now, Tommy Harvey wants it. Bring it in to Harvey Subaru, Lexus of Shreveport, Bossier City, or John Harvey Toyota. They're paying big bucks for all trades right now. They'll cut you a check right there. Tell them Lee sent you.
Welcome back. Lee Burkeen, your host of Sports Scouting Report podcast. I want to thank Coach knows this, raising money for the show. We started with zero money backing us. And it's what I'm doing for a living now, but I want to appreciate Bollinger being a part of our show, Shipyards, Supreme Chevrolet, went out and appreciate them being a part of it. Also, Total Tire Care on Coursey Boulevard, and our sponsors that have been with us from the beginning, Tommy Harvey Chevrolet, the Bugman, and several others. I appreciate everything you do so we can do this every week. But I want to go ahead and introduce Head Coach Byron Wade for Belaire High School. Coach, thank you, man, for being here.
Thank you for having me.
You care, not that a lot of coaches don't, all coaches care, but you really work hard raising money for your program because you're having to go out there and track down every graduate ever from Belaire, whoever can help to help your school, being a public school where you need the help. You got to get you guys to come out. You got to probably bring some kids home.
Most definitely.
You do it all, Coach, and you've been there for a few years. Tell everybody how many years it's going to be for you at Belaire.
This is my fourth season.
Which?
I've been there 3 years, so I was hired July 14th, right before the season started, and that was a COVID year, so that was very challenging.
Got through it?
Oh, yeah. We got through it, shortened the season. We played 8 games. We actually made the playoffs that year. Teams started shutting it down at the end of the season. We had a deal with Sid Edwards and Central, so we played them twice that year.
Wow.
And because they were 5A, we were able to get power points. They got us a playoff bid. I think we were the 28th
They
seed.
probably thought you were crazy at first.
Yeah.
But in the end, it worked out for you.
Most definitely.
And look, Coach, I went to your game last year against Walker, and you were at Walker, and me and you talked before the game. And I was looking at your team, and I was like, man, y'all got some players.
Oh, yeah.
And y'all got some guys that can play, and people don't realize that. And that's why I want you to come on the show, because everybody's talking about the John Curtises, the West Monroes, the Catholic Highs of Baton Rouge, East Ascension, Zachary. But Belaire, you got guys that can play college football.
Most definitely. We're definitely on the rise. My focus coming into the program was quantity. I was made aware that we had 22 players, and towards the end of the season, it was like 15 kids coming to practice. So I was more focused on getting the numbers up, and we've definitely done that. Then we started shifting our focus to the quality of players. You look at the surrounding areas, the charter schools, and there only can be 11 guys on the field. So just like you tell your players to recruit the hallways, I'm telling them to recruit the streets, meaning guys at other schools that may not be getting opportunities.
Sitting on the bench.
Yeah, and they stay in our attendance zone, coincidentally. So guys were able to immediately be eligible. My second season, we had 5 transfers from Madison Prep. And those guys were not starters, but they came to us and were phenomenal.
Yeah, and also what you fight and Broadmoor fights and Terra is that you don't have a lot of junior high programs feeding.
No, we don't.
And that's why you said you got to recruit the next group of guys.
Yeah. Well, I'll be honest. I'll be transparent. The magnet program really kind of hurts what would come to our school.
Yeah.
So you have Liberty Magnet. All those kids from Park Forest, which is the school that feeds us, they run there. So you got Park Forest as well as Scotlandville.
You have to overcome a lot of odds.
Oh, yeah.
And you've done a good job. And I appreciate the work from outside the bubble of like, Coach Wade, man, that guy, you've got energy and you care, man. I mean, all coaches care, but I mean, you're married to this thing beyond coaching. I can tell.
Yeah.
We're going to take a break. When we come back, we have more with Coach Wade from Belaire High School later in the show. One of his top linemen, and we'll talk about some of his players when we come back.
Supreme Chevrolet. Expect more from Supreme Automotive Group and Gonzalez.
Welcome back, Lee Burkeen with the Sports Scouting Report podcast. We're at Denham Springs High School filming our show today. This show's Belaire High School. Coach Byron Wade, the head coach. Look, prior to Coach Wade, there was a lot of coaches there for a year or two. Many of them, many good guys, a lot of good guys. But they stayed a year or maybe 2 years. Coach is going into year 4, stability. Coach, when I was at your Walker game last year, you had 8 or 9 linemen over 270. Over 6 foot, that could move. Very impressive. You had 7 or 8 skilled guys I saw that I said, hey, that kid could play D1 or 1AA or D2 or D3. So you had about 14 guys out of your 20 that could play somewhere.
Yeah.
And I could tell they were getting well coached too, by the way.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Our identity is the trenches, you know. That's why Kedrick McDaniels is here. He's 6 foot 305, a dancing bear. And he's not getting the attention that he probably would at another school, but I love the fact that he wouldn't rather be anywhere else.
Yeah.
He's a very hard worker, but, you know, it's no secret. We're going to run the ball and we're going to dominate within the box.
Yeah. We talked about Estruma. Sid Edwards is the new coach. You told me something very interesting. You said when Estruma reopened back up, a lot of the kids were from the Belaire area.
Yeah.
So they took a lot of the kids from Belaire. Big rival for you. You beat them a couple of years ago.
2 years ago.
And you said the first win ever over Plaquemine was recently.
2 years ago.
And Plaquemine's been going to playoffs, what, 15 years in a row?
Consecutive, yes.
Huge, big, 100 players every year?
Oh, yeah.
And y'all beat them, which shows the strides that Belaire has made in the last 2 or 3 years under your direction, Coach.
Yeah. Our team mantra is now or never, because we put it all on the line, understanding that even the impact we may have with winning in one season, that impact could go for 10 years if we go ahead and lay the foundation that we're great. And I really try and put that in our team from a mental standpoint. But we have been able to overcome challenges, and, you know, I let the guys know we have to be resilient.
What do you think of all this heat this year? How have you handled that? Everybody's different.
So not just the heat, the bus situation.
Yeah.
We're getting out early at 125, so it's even hotter. So I'm always psychologically being strategic. I have our kids meet in the gym. They don't know what we're gonna actually do if we're gonna watch film.
Yeah.
But we're checking that wet globe to make sure the temperature is right. I mean, you can't go to practice even if you wanted to, if it's 90 degrees or higher.
Yeah.
So that's been a challenge, but you know, the kids are committed. They understand that whatever it's gonna take. We have enough parent support, and we have a great coaching staff.
Tell everybody where you went to high school.
I went to Southern Lab.
The Kittens.
Yes.
Marcus Spears, Byron Jackson, Leonard Harris. Great players that come out of Southern Lab. A lot of great Cornell Thomas recently. A lot of great linebacker with the Cowboys from LSU went to Southern Lab.
Damone Clark.
And Ty Price.
Yeah.
A lot of great talent. Tell everybody what position you played in high school.
I played cornerback.
On the island.
Yeah.
College. Tell everybody where you went to college.
UL Lafayette.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. I played my freshman year, then I transferred to Southern.
So you were a Cajun?
Raging Cajun.
Then a Jaguar.
Ricky Bustle, yeah.
Who was your coach at Southern?
I actually walked on, and it didn't work out.
Okay, but you finished.
Yeah.
You got your degree.
Oh, most definitely.
So you're a Southern Jag through and through now, right?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So they need to be at the school a little bit more, recruiting you boys.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're doing that, helping. But Coach, anything you want to say about the program, but something we haven't covered that you want to mention?
I just want people to understand that our wins aren't always going to come on the field. A lot of these young men are transitioning into adulthood, and coming through this program is great for them because they become productive citizens.
Mm-hmm.
We have Byron Williams. He just graduated from the Marine Corps.
Wow.
So he was a great player for us, but you know, in the grand scheme of life, I think we can celebrate that type of win because that has longevity.
Yeah. After sports is over, being stable and having a great job, and Williams was a heck of a lineman for you.
Yeah.
I want to throw a little tidbit that I have a connection with Belaire. My mom worked in the cafeteria at Belaire for 3 years, back in the early 90s. So
Small world.
small world, isn't it? I'd come join Mom during lunch and get a little bite to eat and check on her. Back in the day, Belaire High School. Coach, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
McDaniels is going to join us, your big lineman, the dancing bear, as you called him. 305, 6 foot and some change. He's up next. We're going to be right back.
Total Car Care, tire shop and automotive repair in Baton Rouge.
Welcome back, Lee Burkeen, Louisiana Football Magazine. Our show is the Sports Scouting Report podcast. Be sure to go to subscribe, hit the free subscribe button, and also the bell so you can share it with people, and hit the share button. And wherever you get your podcasts, you can watch this as well. Twitter, our website, lafootballmagazine.com. We have a big-time recruit joining us. Coach picked the player, and then actually I'm glad he picked the kid he did pick, Kedrick McDaniels, who's a lineman for Belaire, going to be a senior. Leader, 6 foot, 305. He calls you the dancing bear.
Yes, sir.
What do you think of that?
Cool name.
Cool name?
Cool name.
You said your dad played at Grambling.
Yes, sir.
How good was your dad in football?
I mean, he didn't play long. He played for like 1 year. So.
He still went to Grambling and played.
Yes, sir.
Was he a lineman like
yes,
you?
Sir.
What do you like more, Kedrick, O-line or D-line?
D-line. I like being violent, using my hands.
Hitting people?
Yes, sir.
You're a little more bored on O-line, just doing it for the team?
I mean, it's not bored because I enjoy doing it too. Wherever
But
I
you can't
go.
tackle though.
Yes, sir. I just got to stay in front of them.
I saw you make a play on a run outside against Walker. And I saw 54, and I saw this guy, and I saw you get up and said, man, that guy's 300 pounds. How did he get to that running back?
Yes, sir.
That's why he calls you the dancing bear. You can get it.
Yes, sir. I can move.
So you kind of fool people sometimes? Do you
Yes,
feel
sir.
like they
a lot
won't-
of people don't think I'm as fast as I am till they actually see me run.
What are you, like a 5 flat, 40?
Something like that.
305.
Yes,
Do you
sir.
play technique nose? You could play D tackle.
Yes, sir.
You
I
play a
can
little
anywhere.
end.
I can play anywhere on the D-line.
Where do you want to go to college if it was up to you? Like if you had your pick.
Probably ULL.
You like Lafayette?
Yes, sir.
Been to any of their games?
No, sir, but
Just
I
like
want to
the-
go to one of them.
Who would be another school in state that you like?
Probably Southern, Grambling, somewhere like that in the SWAC.
Your dad pressuring you to go to Grambling since he went there?
Nah, not really.
Okay. He's going to let you make the decision. What do you want to major in college?
I really don't know yet. I'm still indecisive about it, but still thinking.
What do you like most about football besides hitting people?
It's a team game. Like seeing my teammates run the ball, blocking with me, catching, like just communicating throughout the game, trying to get better.
What would you like to see happen this year for Belaire? What would you like to see in the end?
Definitely a district championship and make a nice run in the playoffs.
Y'all want to beat Struma?
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You know a few of those guys?
Yes, sir.
So it's even more in the tank to.
Yes, sir.
But I was shocked how you were able to grab it. I mean, this running back was fast for Walker, and he was about 220,
Yeah.
5'11", big guy, and you just boom, you took him down like he weighed 150. But being able to run outside, watching your feet, really impressive. I mean, the Hop, like your coach said, the Dancing Bear is a great name. What do you think Belaire needs to improve on the team this year? What do you think y'all need to improve on?
I just feel like it's going to take for us to communicate more and just to play as a unit to win.
Okay.
Like, we have the pieces to the puzzle. We just got to put them all together and work as one.
You want to talk about some of your lineman buddies on the line? You want to give a shout out to any of those guys?
Christian Hill, for sure, number 55. He a dog in the trenches. Jardell Bates, number 53. He a dog. Emmanuel Williams.
Christian Hill's like, what, 290, 6'2"?
Yes, sir.
And you're 305. That's a good pair on the D-line.
Yes, sir. Call ourselves the 1-2 punch.
The 1-2 punch, huh? Talk about growing up. You said you're from New Orleans. You were a Katrina baby, you said.
Yes, sir.
You still one of those guys that, growing up, still playing high school ball from New Orleans?
Yes, sir. I mean, my family, when Katrina happened, we had wound up moving to
Lake Charles, right?
Lake Charles, and then from Lake Charles, we moved down here, and we've been here ever since.
How you like Baton Rouge?
I mean, when I was younger, I didn't too much like it because my whole family was in New Orleans, but I learned to grow up, and I like it down here.
If you would have stayed in New Orleans, what school you think you would have went to if you would have stayed?
I don't know. I probably would have been at Carson.
Okay, like Algiers?
Yes, sir.
Boy, you'd have been like the 30th lineman they would have, huh? But now you're the big fish in a small pond right now. But
yes, sir. Wouldn't rather be nowhere else.
Good to meet you, man.
Yes,
you're
sir.
ready to go. Mature, runs a 5 flat at 305, 5'11" and some change. If I'm Southern or I'm McNeese or Northwestern, I'm knocking on Coach Wade's door tomorrow to offer this boy. And Christian Hill and some of those other guys they got at Belaire. Hope you enjoyed the show. Be sure to watch. Be sure to subscribe for free. That's where you can help us grow. And we'll see you on the next show.
Thanks for watching the Sports Scouting Report with Lieber King.